Can you see me?
Yes.
Hello there. Hi, Fabian. This is Dave Conroy from the Lone Drainer and Pronto. And I am creating a series that I call the Lone Drainer and Pronto Coronavirus Diaries. Now, during my diaries, I'm checking in with friends and colleagues, in this case, an old schoolmate, but some businesses that both we work with and that work with us, and just to find out how they're going during the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. Now, today, I have special pleasure to say that I'm chatting with an old schoolmate of mine, Fabian Mammarella. Hi, Fabe.
Hello, David. Lovely to be here.
Yeah, and Fabian and I go back quite a long way, but Fabian is an optometrist, and he's helped me with my glasses that you can see me wearing here, helping me with my vision. But Fabe works at 3 different practices, but he'll tell us about that in a short period of time. But look, firstly, Fabian has a young son, Leo, who's 8, right, Fabe?
Yep.
And so he's at school, and I'm interested in how you and Leo are getting on during the coronavirus, and how that's affecting your home life and how it's affecting his schooling. So could you share some of that stuff with us?
Well, yes, so far it's been a work in progress. The last couple of weeks of last term, I think the last day he was the only kid in his class there. The most, there was only 5 or 6 in the class.
Jeez.
So he's seeing it as a bit of a game. He calls it the COVID adventure in a way, but I'm trying not to make it serious, because the last things boys or young children need is any anxiety in their life. But at the moment, this term 2 is about to start, and they'll be lucky if there's half a dozen in the class. It's like a staggered start, and by the end of May, there should be a pretty consistent class, I hope.
So normally they would go back to school in the upcoming week. Today's Saturday, the 25th of April, 2020.
Normally they'd be back on Monday, which was Monday was pupil-free. Tuesday, the 28th, they would have been back.
Yeah, and so you're saying it's a staggered reintroduction to the second term.
Yes, they're trying to encourage people to keep. There's a Google Classroom set up for them, online learning. I haven't done any of that with him yet. I prefer the interaction socially with the kids. I'm not too worried about any. He's pretty bulletproof, a robust little kid, and kids don't really get this virus, and the teachers feel pretty safe. So I prefer him to go to school. I haven't done too much online at home learning. We will do a little bit this week, but I try and keep him. They said, please bring the child to school if you can't find any help or if you're going to go to work. So, and I still have work most days, so that's I'm lucky for that.
So is Leo as tech savvy as what you and I are, Fabe?
Oh my God, 8-year-old these days walks over me. Yeah, he's putting me to shame. Yeah, downloading this site, that site. He's very dexterous at a lot of games. Dad, what's this thing here? I can get a magic sword and I can do this. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trying to feign interest.
Or maybe
our day and age was down the beach or riding bikes.
Yeah, but different times. Maybe we could have used him today for getting a setup like this. But
yeah, no doubt he could have helped. Yeah, he would have pressed the right button.
The guys born in 1960 are going okay.
Yeah, for baby boomers, yeah, we're dying off slowly but surely. But yeah, we're still lingering. Good on you.
No, but having said that, so this is about what's happening with the virus. But you look to me like you're in good health. You look great. It's a time to be cautious. It's a time to. Well, we've all been doing that, staying indoors and abiding by the rules that have been asked of us by our governments, respectively, and our local councils and things like that. But look, can I ask you? How is the optometrist game? So tell me a little bit about how you're working and operating during this period. Now you work in 3 practices, is that right?
Yes, just a little few hours of each one.
Yeah, and where are those practices?
Rose Bay and Double Bay in the eastern suburbs, and Haberfield in the inner west.
Okay, so that's in Sydney for those international viewers who are watching this.
Yes, welcome.
So where exactly? So where do you spend your time?
Well, I'm pretty well mostly at Double Bay, a day and a half a week, 2 half days at Rose Bay, and a day and a half sometimes if I'm lucky at Haberfield. So Rose Bay and Double Bay mostly.
And each or any or all of those practices affected by the lockdown laws that we're currently living through? And
Yes,
is that affecting the business?
Oh, yes. Most businesses are down well over half, up probably 75%, as I've mentioned to you in private. So they've reduced their staffing and reduced their hours.
Yeah.
And they're also pleading with landlords to get some rent relief. So, yeah, those are the factors. It makes for a stressful existence, especially if you're running a business.
Yeah.
For me, I have to pay rent and put food on the table. But, if you're pretty smart, you can live within pretty good means. I'm not driving a Ferrari and I don't care about eating at Aria every night, but it's doable. But if you're running a business where you have to employ staff and you've got to come up with a payroll of $5,000 to $10,000 a week, very stressful for them. I feel for them. There's a government relief package that should be starting soon in May, they say.
Yeah.
So,
but you have to apply for it, and you have to fit the criteria before you'll be given a handout. But look, that's not unusual. Looking for a government, if you're applying for a government handout or something to get us through this tough time, that's not unusual that you're asked to fill in those forms, as you know. So how's all that shaping up?
It's quite unusual because I've never been on Social Security. I think once when I left university in 1982, I was on the Dolphins 3 months while I was budgeting around. I've been quite proud of the fact that I've been independent ever since. And to then suddenly go with your handout, I mean, I can survive. My business is down as a sole trader, subcontracting. I'm down definitely more than 30%. So I can apply, but it's an amazing, well, pride is supposedly one of the 7 deadly sins, but it's an amazing swallowing of pride. It's very unusual because I haven't experienced that since I graduated in 1982.
Yeah, but in tough times. Say that again.
38 years of being independent is a hard habit to give up.
Yeah, well, you're doing well. You're doing well. So have you got work to do in the upcoming week? Have you got work to go to?
Yes, I've got 4 hours on Monday, and I've got 4 hours on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, nothing. 4 hours on Friday and nothing on Saturday, Sunday.
So that's 12 hours you've just mentioned?
Approximately 4 fours, yeah.
Okay, so for 16 hours, and how many would you normally do?
Yeah, at least 21, 22.
Yeah, okay. So you as you say, you're down 30%. Well, and so how are your clients you said to me earlier that most of your clients are elderly people? Guys
they're
like
more
me?
vulnerable of society. Most people have visual problems or visual needs after 50. So they're the more prone to suffer from coronavirus or die from coronavirus, and more likely, and so they're more prone to stay away.
And are they?
A 7-year-old client, I think, came in the other day. I said, "What are you doing here?" And he was quite stoic, and we said, "Okay." And I said, "I'll survive, but you may not. So stay at home." But yeah, mostly they are. Yes, they're staying away.
And in the meantime, is there a way that you can help them over the internet or online that can help them with their needs, or do they actually have to come in and see you?
Usually it's, if there's a problem with the eye, I need to put it on a microscope and physically look at it. You can telehealth some of the problems they can describe to you, and then, tell them to go and get this at the pharmacy or that. There is a telehealth medical setup, but telehealth for optics they're talking about. So at the moment, there is no online forum or general forum at the moment for optometry. Some people have privately set up a Zoom account and given their clients that access. But it's hard to do remotely. Yeah, it's more of a hands-on type job.
Oh, I get it. It's the same in my profession. I could diagnose stuff over the internet, or we use FaceTime, or we might use Skype, but yeah, you have to see them face to face. Look, the other question I was going to ask you is when the clients or patients come to see you, how do you keep your social distance from them? Do you wear a mask?
Yeah, I'm modifying the procedure where I don't really look in their eye, because when you look in their eye, sometimes you've got to get like centimeters away. But I do wear a mask. Everything is rubbed down with isopropyl alcohol after every client. I saw a lecture from an epidemiologist said the main worry he's got is touching your face. So he's not particularly worried about aerosol, even though you do wear a mask, but you got to watch not to touch your face afterwards. And soap and water is all you need, really. The virus has got a little lipid layer and it washes away very easily. So keep washing your hands, soap and water, and don't touch your face.
Well, I have to
the reflex at the moment, you can sit at a traffic light, scratch your nose and go, bugger.
Yeah. Well, listen, Fabian, it's wonderful to catch up, and thank you for giving me that insight into your world.
My pleasure, amigo. It is surreal at the moment. It's hard to believe.
It is surreal. But can we catch up again, check in with one another in the next few weeks and just see how you're getting on and see if there are any changes with either with business or with how Leo's approaching the new school term?
Love to. Yeah, more than available. I have support. So I have co-parenting arrangements with my sister and his Chinese grandmother. So at the moment, he's at his Chinese grandmother's. He'll be at my sister's tomorrow, and then I'll get him again on Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I wish you well with that, and let's just say bye for now, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely to talk to you.